Hello and good afternoon, guys. Welcome to MK Community Brokerage. My name is Mohammed. In this video, we're going to talk about the New York State Teaching Certification Examination, educating all students, test design and framework. Now, this is going to be about basically the test design, what type of questions they will ask, what type of format they will be asking, how many questions will be there, what is the time format, and so much more. So I'm just going to go over some of the basics on what to expect when you take the Educating All Student test. Now, the EAS test is designed for those people that are planning to become teachers in New York State. Keep this in mind. Other states have their own requirements, so if you're going to follow the New York State requirement for teachers, depending on what grade level you're going to teach, each one of them has a different requirement. For example, a teacher that wants to be an elementary school teacher will take somewhat a different test compared to a high school teacher, and also compared to a middle school teacher. So keep this in mind. They all have their own formats they're taking. So what is the Educating All Student test? First of all, so basically it's kind of like a test on on how can I explain it? So Educating All Student test is designed for teachers to understand students that have special abilities. What do I mean by special abilities? Well, for those students that have special need, that are autistic, when you encounter those type of students as a teacher, you need to know what to do in certain things. What type of teaching styles would you be using? How everything is. Especially more and more students, you'll see they'll have an inclusion classroom, or they'll have a classroom where you'll have 20 how about, let's say, for example, 30 students, which is 15 are general ed, and 15 might have special things such as an IEP or BIP program, but they're all included in the same classroom. They don't want to left out, with a different classroom with different type of students. So they put them in the same classroom, so they don't get left out, knowing that they're different. So keep this in mind. So this is why, hence, more and more teachers are going to be gearing towards, be bilingual, meaning that have a dual bachelor's or dual master's in general ed and special needs. So the test consists of multiple response questions, multiple choice, and constructive response as well. So they're mixed and matched. So the constructive response is 30%, meaning that the essays, you could put it like that and make it easier terms, are going to be 30%, compared to the multiple choice is 70%. Now, keep this in mind. You pass the multiple choice exam, meaning, like, let's say, for example, you do good on the multiple choice part, you get 70%, that's a passing right there. So even though you don't do well in the essay part, but if you did good in the multiple choice part, you should be passing the EAS exam. The reason I'm explaining this to you, because a lot of people might spend more time in the essays, which only consists of 30%, compared to the multiple choice exam, which is consisting of 70%. So your bet is you're better off, looking at the multiple choice exam. And the way you take the test is this. When you start the test, you read the passage, you answer the questions, you do a little bit effort on the multiple choice questions. Obviously, your goal is to make sure your multiple choice questions and answers that's the first priority, basically. When you get the constructive response, meaning when you're writing the essay, just write a draft essay. Don't worry about the multiple choice. Don't worry about the correctiveness, of what it is, the punctuations, the grammar. Don't worry about that. Leave that in the end. Do with the best of your ability, write the essay. Then go again with the multiple choice questions. That's how it's going to be. Multiple choice questions, essay. Multiple choice question, essay. Multiple choice question, essay. Multiple choice question, essay. Then the last 10, 15 questions are all multiple choice. Hence why I say, keep this in mind, pay more attention to the multiple choice questions in the essay. Again, essay consists only of 30%, so 70% is all multiple choice. The test is 135 minutes. It does sound like a lot of time, but actually it's not, because the amount of time you're reading the essays, or you're reading the passages, should I say, you're gonna be taking a lot of time reading those passages, because passages are not like one paragraph. There's kind of like a page. So you're reading through a passage, you're going through the multiple choice, reading through a passage, going through multiple choice. Now, some people have ways of taking the exam. Some people might read the multiple choice questions first, read through it, breeze through, and then go to the passage and just go from there. Some people might read the passage first, then look at the multiple choice question and go back and forth. The answers are within the passages. It also might have to do a little bit on your general knowledge as well, how much you know about a certain topic. Topics of essays are a little bit different, which I'll explain to you in a little while. So keep this in mind. So here is the information regarding the content of each test that you're going to be taking. So you're going to be taking the diverse student population, English language learners, students with disability and other special learning needs, teachers' responsibility, and school-home relationship. Obviously, you're going to have about 42 questions in the multiple choice, and it's going to count towards 70%. So which means that these three are the bulk. Diverse student population, English language learners, students with disabilities, and other special learning needs. And obviously, the constructive response is 10, 10, 10. You're only going to have 3 essays, basically, which is 30%. As you can see, this is the bulk of it. Keep this in mind. Make sure you do good on the multiple choice exam, which is going to be your decision making on passing the test. Now, if you go through the diverse student population, English language learners, the essays are based on the passages that you read. So basically, what they're going to do, I'm going to give you an example right now. So we're going to go with English language learner. So the passages are going to be about English language learner. You can say, and that's a student that came from such and such country. This is the first time she's over here, and she's trying to learn a language. She has speech therapy classes. She has a hard time learning. She has a hard time making friends since they're all native speakers, and she has a hard time speaking the language. So example I'm giving you. And the essays, the question is going to be, what can Anne do? What can the teachers do to help her become better? What type of positive things a teacher could do in her, stuff like that you're going to see in the questions. And when you go through the passages, meaning when you go through the passage and reading it, and then you're going to have the essay mark questions when they're gonna ask you, such as what can a teacher do to make Anne a little bit better? What can you do to make improvement much more than what you already have? And when the tactics that you gave to help her improve, how can that help out in a general classroom? So that's how the questions are gonna be in the constructive response items and everything. So keep that in mind. The essays will be gearing towards these 3 topics, should I say, right here. So again, 3 essays on these 3 different topics. Now again, educating all student tests is designed for all these 5 topics over here. The more knowledge you have, the better it is. It's not only just taking the test, obviously you need to learn this when you're teaching in a classroom. It does help out a lot. What else? Performance expectation, New York State educator standards, the characteristics, strengths, and needs of all student population, and effectively uses knowledge of diversity within the schools and the community to address the needs of all students. Basically saying that the more you know about the general topic, it helps you as a teacher as well. Educating all student test framework. This is the performance indicators they might use. Performance indicators. Again, these are performance indicators on the certain competencies, which are from these, obviously 1, 2, and 3. If you want, you can read it to your own. Obviously, it does help out. Competency number 2, English language learners. You're gonna have number 3, student with disabilities, performance indicators, test framework, teacher responsibilities, and so forth. This is just basically frameworks. Now, how would you know? Well, a lot of people might ask you, how do I know did I pass a test? Well, when you take a test, it might take about approximately 30 days to get the answer. The test is not gonna go, how much it does go by score, but it's not gonna show you which questions you got wrong or which questions you got right. I don't know how to say it, but it's kind of difficult to know where areas you are not doing well, or which areas you might need a little bit more help. But they do tell you which of these you might need more help with. So, for example, if you get, I think the passing is a 520, so you got a 500, you barely passed by 20 points, or whatever, however they score it. They might tell you need more help with this part. This is the part where you did the most questions wrong. That means that you should study on diverse student populations. You should be spending more time over here. That is the only thing that can help you. The essays, obviously, is nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is, understand the questions and everything. There is a guy in YouTube a professor actually. I'm not gonna lie, he was very good when he explained the essay part. I'm gonna try my best to put a link of his in YouTube. If you guys could check him out, I'm telling you, he was very good. When I took the test, I did very good in the essay part, and the reason I did good in the essay part is because I actually watched his video, and he's very good at it. I'm not lying. Believe it or not, follow his format, and you'll be actually doing good. The way he said it is simple. He copies. It's basically a high school tactic that he uses, but it's effective when you use it in this type of testing requirements. The reason student needs help is because the teacher could do better because, and then you obviously explain it. It does the test, the obviously the essay part is nothing has to do of the topic what they're saying. It's basically saying that if you read the passage, how can you as a teacher do better than what that teacher did in the classroom? And obviously as a teacher we're very creative. Obviously we're not saying that teacher that in the passage was not right, but you could do better, correct? I mean, everyone has potential to do better. It's not like what that teacher did is okay, whatever. No, you could do better. So the teacher could do better by using this tactic, and this could help the student by using this tactic. And obviously, you could use your own tactics, or you could use the tactics that you think that teacher did or use in the passage. Use that. So it all depends what you want to do. So tactics are unlimited. So keep this in mind. But I'll definitely post his link in the channel over here so you can watch his video as well. With that being said, I just want to explain to you again the procedure of taking the test. Educating all student tests is designed for teachers that are planning to teach in a regular classroom. This is something new. This test has came out approximately like 3 to 4 years or almost. So it's a new test framework. The test will keep changing the names, but it will be the same format. It will be the same thing. With that being said, that's about it. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any other questions, comment, concern about this test or anything else, please comment, like, subscribe. I'll try my best on my part to help you guys out as much as I can, and as fast as possible I'll give you the answer. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.